doing this. So first and foremost, I have to say that the story that comes along with this promotion, I have to share it with you because there's so many lessons for all of us in it. Brian got started in January of 2016, so that was 2.5 years ago. I was expecting my first son. I really wasn't building ACN for my first child, my only son. And what was interesting is, he came in the business, and I didn't know who he was, mainly because he didn't do anything. How many of you have had somebody get started in that? Yep. So it was right around May that I met Brian for the first time. He came to an event, and I met Brian. I immediately liked him, just like everybody does, and I was like, this kid has something. And I knew that he had to get to an event to really see what ACN was all about, because the reason he spent his first 6 months not doing anything is he didn't know what he was a part of. And he went to an event in Philadelphia, and he came back on fire. And he's just grown into such a tremendous leader and such an amazing champion. He's had his ups and his downs. 1 minute he's telling me he's going to beat me to RVP. The next minute he's telling me I don't know if ACN's for him. And literally it'll happen in 2 to 3 days apart from one another. So it's an emotional roller coaster for everybody. But to have someone come in your group of his character, his integrity, the caliber of who he is and who his parents raised him to be. Who Brian is today is really a reflection of, you guys, his parents. So let's give them a round of applause. His dad did like, I did any? I did something? Okay, so maybe it was Aaron that did most of the job. Thanks, Mom. But I talked to Brian on the phone last week, and I just broke down crying. I think he was just like, what is wrong with Jake right now? But I think I got all those tears out last week. But Brian's become like a little brother to me. I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm so proud of you. This is what this business is about. It's about good people changing the quality of their life. And I'm just so excited to actually share in this promotion with Brian because he's just an amazing human being that just helps so many people. And I know this is just the beginning of what he's going to do in his career. Not just in ACM, but what he's going to do for the rest of his life. So I couldn't be more proud of Brian. Please help me to welcome Rochester's newest team coordinator, Brian Howdy.
Woo!
Wow. All right, finally. But first and foremost, we actually lost a business partner over the weekend. So just out of respect for Matt Sheldon and his family, I'm just going to take a quick moment of silence for him out of respect, okay? All right, thank you. All right, so a lot of people I do need to thank for this. This is definitely, not just me. All of our business partners here. This is a team. This is not my promotion, but this is obviously, all of our promotion. So thank you to everybody who has helped me build my business. I'm going to start with Jacob. So my story is crazy in the fact that, I got started in ACN and I didn't do anything. I had no idea what I really had, okay? So it wasn't till after I ended up losing my job as a bartender on a Thursday that Jacob reached out to me about an event in Philadelphia. He was telling me all about it. He's like, dude, you gotta go. And I'm like, oh, I gotta work, again, I didn't see the big picture. So I don't know if it was fate, but there's a lot of fate in what I'm gonna tell you. It's pretty crazy. So I ended up losing my job on a Thursday. Jacob texted me, and he's like, well, you don't have an excuse now. So I went to Philadelphia, was absolutely blown away. you know, with Mr. Casey Snyder, Regional Vice President Platinum. You know, you guys had the privilege of meeting him. But single-handedly, you know, that event, you know, has completely changed my entire life, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that event. So, you know, Jacob, thank you for, you know, kicking me, you know where, and making me go to that. And I'm just gonna start, you know, with Jacob. You know, just our relationship has grown significantly since, you know, the start of this business. And, you know, I mean, you know, driving over to my house all the way from Pittsburgh to do home meetings, and, you know, encouraging me, and, you know, calling me, and, you know, getting with my family. I definitely, you know, wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for him. So thank you, Mr. Jacob Rizzo. I sincerely appreciate it. Love you, man. Secondly, Mr. Volanino. You know, that's a gentleman that, you know, is making a significant amount of money, and, you know, for the level of success that he has to answer my calls, and, you know, he flew to Albany for my team to do a home meeting from Florida. Like, you don't get that in corporate America, guys. You know? You know, so, Mr. Volanino, thank you for everything. Definitely wouldn't be here, you know, if it wasn't for you and your family. So, again, thank you so much, Mr. Volanino. And I'm gonna, you know, now just, you know, thank my parents. You know, you guys supported me in every aspect of life, whether it be, you know, hockey, and, you know, just teaching me about life, and, you know, really helping me and encouraging me. You know, I wouldn't even be standing here if it wasn't for you guys. I love both of you. Thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me. I love you. And guys, that's my why right there. You know, my dad's been working for 30 years, the same job. You know, my mom cleans teeth. My dad's an auto mechanic. I don't want him to work anymore. You know, my dad busts his ass all the time. You know, just goes to work and then goes and, you know, flips a house, and he's up at 7 a.m. and he doesn't get home till 9 or 10. And, you know, my mom's been working forever, and I just don't ever want to have to see them, you know, say I don't want to work anymore, and, you know, I'm sick of that. So I took a lot of things away from this business, and, you know, I've gained so many relationships, and this has really significantly changed my life. And again, I really wouldn't be here without, you know, each and every one of you in here. I mean, you know, all the texts and, you know, phone calls, and, you know, everything on Facebook, you know, again, I really do appreciate it. And it was actually funny, because I just kind of want to go back to that event. When I got fired from my job, I was then able to go to San Jose, California for our national convention. Okay, over 20,000 people there. I still show people it all the time, the video, because I was so excited. I was out of my mind. I was like, you cannot tell me that 20,000 people are in California at the SAP Center, and this is just some pie in the sky thing.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
There's no way. Okay? So it was funny, because as I landed in California for that convention, my manager from the job that had released me texts me again and says, hey, what are you doing? And I know many of you have heard me tell this story, but, you know, I landed in California. I'm like, well, I'm in California. I'm not back until, you know, Monday going into Tuesday. And she was like, well, you know, we'd like to rehire you. And, you know, I'll be honest, I'm not the most spiritual guy in the world, but, you know, that was, you know, obviously something very negative. You know, I was making very good money bartending, but, you know, in order for me to go and see what I had to see, you know, my mom always says, you know, Brian, you're on a path, you know, like, and again, somebody's definitely watching over me, because, you know, if I wasn't able to go to those events and then even get my job back, I wouldn't be here today. Okay. So, lastly, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Alex. You know, you put up with more than I think any girl would. You know, me going to meetings and, you know, just, you know, not always being there. And, you know, again, guys, there were times in this business where, like, I couldn't even, like, you know, take her out to dinner or do anything nice. And, you know, now as a result, like, you know, things are definitely going to change, and thank you for sticking by my side. I sincerely appreciate everything you do. I love you. Thank you. Okay. But guys, again, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and you know, you will see me again at a regional director, and I'm just, you know, excited for this opportunity and where it's going to take everybody in this room. And again, thank you to all the business partners and, you know, everybody that's helped me through this. This is definitely not my promotion, but, you know, it's all of our promotions. So thank you so much, and you know, Jacob, again, I know that you're promoted too. Oh. Here we go.
Let's go!